So what I want to do inside this exercise is I want to run a neat little experiment with you here inside Photoshop to illustrate to you how black point and white point actually function when we use a color correction command. So we're going to set up a simple document here, and then we'll apply one of these auto commands so you can see for yourself how black point and white point actually work. Or sometimes they're referred to as black shift and white shift because we're shifting color values to black, and we're also, of course, shifting color values to white. So I'm going to go and create a brand new blank document. Go ahead and hit Control or Command N on your keyboard, or you can choose File, New. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new document that's 300 pixels in width by just 100 pixels in height. The resolution doesn't really matter. 72 is just fine for us. As far as the color space goes, or the color mode goes, I'm not going to go with RGB or CMYK. I'm going to go with grayscale. Go ahead and select that guy. And then go ahead and click on, oh, there's one other thing. Sorry, don't click on OK just yet. The background contents, let's switch this to transparent. Okay, so we're going to have transparent pixels when we click on OK. If I zoom in here, there we go. So just this gray and white checkerboard pattern. Now, give me a moment. I'm just going to deactivate the panels on the right-hand side on my screen here just to give myself a little bit more screen space. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 3 gray color blocks inside this image, and then we'll see how this black point and white point shift actually happens. So I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool, and what I'm going to do with this guy is I want to create a fixed size with this guy, a fixed rectangle. So I'm going to grab this guy, and then across the options bar where he says Style, drop that down, and I'm going to choose Fixed Size, and I'm going to make this guy 100 pixels, 100 px by 100 px, just like that. And then what I'll do is I'll bring my cursor up towards the top left corner and just single click something like this. Now what I want to do is I want to fill this guy with 75% black. So I'm going to head to my window menu, and then I'm going to look for my color panel. Go ahead and do the same thing there. And there we have our color panel. We're inside a grayscale image, so we only have a K channel or a black slider. So I'm going to change this to 75 and hit enter. And that, of course, fills my color, my foreground color swatch, I should say, with 75% black. And then what I'll do is I'll hit Alt or Option Delete on my keyboard to fill that in with the 75% black. All right, great. So that's turned out well. I'm going to go and create my other 2 color blocks now. I'm going to bring my cursor over towards the center, I guess you could say, of my image, somewhere in here, something like this, to create the next color block. This guy's going to be 30% black. So again, inside my color panel, 30%, just like that, Alt or Option Delete. And then one more to go here, just single clicking with the rectangular marquee tool to do this. This is going to be 10%. There we go, and fill that guy in. So we have these 3 gray color blocks. The lightest pixels inside my image are just 10% black. The darkest areas of my image are 75% black. And when we actually perform this color shifting, you're going to see this guy change or shift to 100% black, and of course the guy over on the right hand side is going to shift to 0% black. Let me show you something else here. I'm going to head back to my window menu and then down to my info panel, and this color area here, sort of in the top left quadrant of the info panel right there, he's going to measure for us the color that we're actually hovering over top of. So I hover over top of the left-hand area of my image, and he's telling me that it's black, or K, 75%, 30%, and 10%. Okay, hopefully you can see where I'm looking, right in there. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to perform this color shifting using, as I mentioned not too long ago, the auto commands that we have inside Photoshop. And we're going to see these guys in action in just a moment on an actual real image. But before we do that, we want to see this color shifting happening to the black point and to the white point. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head up to the image menu up at the top, and then we have auto tone and auto contrast. Notice auto color, by the way, is grayed out. It doesn't really matter which one of these guys you choose. I'm going to go with auto tone myself, and check out what happens. The darkest colors, the 75% black, are now shifted to pure black. Okay, 100% black. I can tell because I'm hovering my mouse over top of it, and that's what the info panel is telling me way up at the top there. The center colors there have shifted to 31%, so just a very minor shift there. And then the lightest areas, notice they are now 0% black. Again, looking inside my info panel to tell me, right? So that's what's happening when we're using our color correction commands. And I hope you enjoyed this neat little experiment. And as we go along, working not only with the auto commands, which we're about to see in a moment, but a lot of the other color correction tools inside Photoshop, we're going to be seeing this black point and white point coming up over and over and over again. And now you understand exactly what's going to be happening inside your images.